they doomed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not going to be a good end result. I mean, I don't know. To me, he's a by the script guy. Jared Goff is by the script, man. You know what I'm saying? And if it's off kilter or if it's something new, about time he figures it out, I just I'm afraid it's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? The season going to be pretty much cooked at that time. You know what I'm saying? To come back and get some fake wins at the end. Get some 3 and 4. You where you rattle off 3 or 4 wins in a row at the end of the season when the season is over. I mean, hopefully we don't get to that point, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a validity what you're saying, Avery. I mean, absolutely. You know what I mean? About To me, I get it. I get the coverages. I get what the other team is doing. But like you said, to me, this is a huge game coming up because, like you said, this coaching staff is going to have to answer. They're going to have to, show that they're capable of making sound adjustments and making the right decisions. I mean, I seen. Dan Campbell lose it at the end of that half, man, and it was kind of embarrassing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To see us scrambling around trying to, kick a field goal, which I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But just not being able to, you know, uh, be in the right place at the right time, not knowing the game situation. I think Dan knows the rule. I'm not saying it like I don't think he knows what he's doing, but I just think that I told you it was two things this season had to happen for the Lions to move. Jared Goff gonna have to play MVP level, and Dan Campbell's gonna have to take the next step as a coach, man. And I think that both times this year he's got our coach, man. I think that fake punt looked good. It did. Everybody loved it. Everybody was screaming and hollering and saying how brilliant it was.
You shouldn't
But
be in that
we
situation.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, it's ridiculous to be honest with you to put your team in that spot. I mean, it's all good because he made it. If he didn't make it, oh my God, everybody would have blown up if they didn't make that play
Right.
and gave up another touchdown. I think it was even worse because we didn't even score. Because where I was at watching the game, they was so upset. They said we did all of that. We did the fake. We did all that for the quarterback not to even execute a play at the time when we needed the most. And I think that's what Jared Goff's gonna have to. And I know Avery, while y'all can agree, y'all can attest to this. I mean, the NFL comes to 5 or 6, 7, 8 plays during the game. Okay, and Jared Goff's got to be able to convert, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuses. I don't want to hear. He has no excuses in my book. You know what I'm saying? I'm hard on quarterbacks. I'm hard on my quarterback,
Yeah.
and he's got to be able to make plays, man. I mean, if he's not able to do it, then let's not even talk about the Super Bowl because this team's not going to make it. You know what I mean? That's just the bottom line. I mean, I'm a straight shooter. I don't have this 14-3 glorified undefeated season everybody was thinking it was going to be. I mean, it's obvious. Everybody, we taking everybody's best punch. Everybody ready to get on the Lions. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no easy wins nowhere up and down the schedule, in my opinion. I mean, even if you look at Tennessee and Jacksonville and this week with Arizona, those teams, man, hey, they got something to offer too, So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you,
Um.
Walt. I'm nervous about the Cardinals. I'm nervous. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Arizona's just going to play at Arizona. Anybody who's been a historian of the NFL knows there's been some bad Cardinals teams that have upset some really good football teams down there in the desert. It's something about that 425 kickoff down there in Arizona, and that's why they should play outside. I said that would be like one of the best home field advantages if they went back to playing outside here in Arizona. But I'm gonna say this: it's only 2 games. I understand they started 1-1 last season. Let me explain all this. I
what's
understand they
up, Bob?
started 1-1 last season. They started 1-1 this season. You got 15 more of these boys. Now, is there room to be concerned? I believe so. I believe so. I think that when you look at the fact that, and I think me and Ashanti discussed this a little bit in the pre-show before Avery came in. it's almost as if he signed a big contract, so now it's got to be justified.
Nah, yeah.
So so now he has to throw the football. I mean, we've heard some this whole let's spread all the blame around. It's not just our guy Jared. No, it kind of is just your guy Jared a little bit because if you look at the fact that over the first 2 weeks of the season, the defense has held their own. I'm not going to even try to dip the paintbrush in the pot of blame and try to hit AG with none of it. I'm not going to play that.
Don't
So,
forget, Aiden Hutchinson was elite. Don't forget that.
oh yeah, Hutch did his thing too. Absolutely.
He was elite.
Just yeah, elite. And if you look at the
I'm just-
and if you look at I got you. The man's elite. But if you look at this idea, some of these ideas that are being pushed that um well, it's not just Jared, it's everybody else. It's the offensive line's fault. It's the receiver's fault. It's the running back's fault. Well, for damn sure, it ain't the running back's fault. I think if you look at some of the stats, and this is a team that's only 14th in attempts. They're 14th in attempts in the league, but still managed to be 8th in yards, 4th in touchdowns, and 8th in yards per attempt at 5.2. But it's the running game's fault, right? They can only do dynamite numbers with those amount of attempts that they get. Then if you look at the fact that through 2 weeks in the season, we talked so much after week one, after the Rams game, about how they got back once overtime came in, they got back to what their roots were. How do you start this season number one in the NFL in pass attempts and 14th in rushing attempts if you're the Detroit Lions? I don't give a damn what Chris Godwin caught downfield. I don't give a damn about a penalty here, a penalty there. Fact is this: both of those damn games were winnable. As a team, if you just remove golf from this equation, as a team, you can nitpick everything you want to try to nitpick to try to take some of the heat off of golf. Fact of the matter is this: they played well enough to be 2-0. Better quarterback play, and they are 2-0. Flat out. Better quarterback play, and that team is 2-0. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Russian attack did what they needed to do the first two games. The defense did what it needed to. Jameson had a big game week one. St. Brown bounced back, had a pretty good game yesterday. And like I said, Sam Laporte is still trying to find his way. I get that. But if you look at this roster, you look at the way this team played the first 2 weeks, did they play perfect around Jared? No, they didn't. But I shouldn't have to be walking on eggshells and be completely damn perfect for my $55 million a year quarterback to even sustain. And this is what's bothering me is the fact that whenever he fails or has a bad game, oh, well, everybody else isn't good around him. But he's my quarterback. Yeah, but he needs everything around him to be great. Or be really good. But you're telling me we didn't play well enough for Jared to get us to a win yesterday? I mean, you threw the ball 55 times and we scored 16 points.
Yeah.
We were 1 for 7 in the red zone. Avery, what was the third down numbers?
Third down numbers 7 or 17. Let me double check that. I was actually looking for.
They were putrid. They were putrid. But you want to sit.
Time of possession was in our favor too. 34. 34 minutes.
We outgained them, damn near doubled them, in damn near every category.
First downs, damn near double them in first downs too.
But you want to tell me it's everybody else.
Well, I just want to say this, okay? I think that, I told you too, just as we was coming on. I mean, Dan Campbell, as much as everybody loves Dan Campbell, and I like Dan Campbell too. I do. I think he's the right coach for this job at this time, at this era, this team. He's the perfect guy to coach this team right now, and he's grown into a guy that he's grown into a head coach. He's grown on me, you know what I'm saying, as a head coach. But I do think the X's and O's part of it. I think that he has to have a strong staff because I don't know how much of a strategy guy he is. You know what I'm saying? He just go out there, line up, and just beat the guy's ass on the other side of the field. You know that type of thing. You know what I mean? He's got to learn how to be a head coach. You know what I'm saying? And strategy and scheme. And and trust me, the coach sometimes that's not his job either. But you see guys like Sean McVay coach his rear end off. You know what I'm saying? You know it. A Todd Bowles to an extent, you know, which who I kind of never kind of took serious as a coach until last year. Todd Bowles did a hell of a job, man. Think about it. It's the same Tampa team that put Philly out of the playoffs, put them out their misery last year. So, I mean, I think lost in all of this, you know, finger pointing with the Lions is Tampa's a pretty decent squad, man. I mean, I don't know. You know, Tampa's got a good and they were missing Elijah Cansey, who I love. Antoine Winfield, obviously. They was missing. They did. Jalen McMillan had one catch. They got a decent squad. I mean, Baker Mayfield is just like a reclamation project, just like Jared Goff to an extent. You know what I'm saying? I think Jared Goff has had a little better luck here than Baker had to have two other stops before coming to where he is in Tampa. But give him credit, man. I mean, I think that, you know, people just bypassing this team. And I think they're going to be 3-0 because they're going to beat Denver next week. So Tampa's going to be 3-0. You know what I mean? And they got a decent squad, man. So I just think lost in it is for me, you know, like I said,
I
as
don't
much
think so, bro.
I was
I
you,
just I
you
don't
don't
think Tampa's really that good, man. I think
no,
they called they
I don't agree with that.
wow. Nah,
No
I
way. I
think
don't agree
I
with that
don't.
at all. I think
Listen, you know
Tampa's
why?
a lot better than what you giving them credit for. You know what I'm
Nah,
that's
saying?
because
what I was
like
doing. I
looking
was
at
doing
what they
the same
was
thing.
last year, then looking at the fact, okay, you jumped on the Commanders week 1. That's something you should have done. You look at week 2 against us, and I just said it like a few minutes ago. This team played well enough to win. Do you really look at us in Tampa and walk away from that feeling like Tampa's better than us?
No,
No,
I think they
no.
D line. I think the defensive line. I think the defensive line is probably a little bit better.
Check
And
this out.
they
Check this out. They had
Passing yards, rushing yards, everything.
other
We
than
we
Hutch.
yeah,
outdid them
Okay,
everything.
other than
yeah.
Hutch, who else did anything? Other than Hutch, who
Chris,
did name a guy who made a play other than
uh,
Hutch?
Brian Branch.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about Brian Brown. I'm talking about on the defensive line. Name another guy other than Hutch that made a play. I see
TJ
Makai
Reed.
Wingo get by and over pursue. This team is over pursuing every time. Listen, and then for everybody that wants to keep bringing up James Houston, stop it. Just stop it. I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about James. James Houston don't even play. He might as well don't even be on the squad, bro. He almost getting to suck level for me because
This is
he's not out there. So that's another guy. Go
if
ahead,
you take
AJ.
Listen,
away
man.
if you take away the penalty yards that we had, which we had two what's it called, the PIs. We had two PIs, and you take away two interceptions, we win this game. That's what I think. Because there's no way in hell. I'm looking at the stat sheet. It took me a while to find this. Chris Godwin had 100 yards. Chris Godwin, okay, okay. But the fourth down efficiency, we was better than them. The third down efficiency, okay. But they was 2 of 9. We were 7 of 16. The red zone, we was 1 and 7. So we was marching down the field on them. And
Thank
then
you.
we
We
had the
lost though.
sacks.
We
But
lost.
but
We
but
lost. We
at
lost
the
the
end of the
game.
day, you
No, I
get
mean
we
shit.
get
We
that.
lost. We lost the
Okay,
game.
but that okay,
Go
but
ahead. Go
but
ahead.
with
Go
that
ahead.
being said,
We lost.
so every team that loses to another team is better than that team. On
Hey,
any given Sunday, teams lose games though. I'm just
yeah.
saying,
I
like
put
when you
this
look at
nice little
Tampa,
thing together, and you said,
what does Tampa really do that makes them so great? Like, if we gonna be honest about the offense, they don't run the damn ball. Everything is pot shots downfield to Evans and Godwin. And if your secondary isn't good enough to really handle that, they get splash plays. Their offense is predicated off splash plays. And then Baker can do some little maneuvering around, run around, and whatnot. Do they have a decent defense? They got a decent defense. We don't know how good they are compared to what they was last season because they missing so many people.
Yeah. I
So
just
many of those
think that
people gone. I just think that when you
the
look
proof
at
is there.
all of it, what do they really do? I mean,
They
I get
play
it. Tampa got
defense.
2 wins, but it's
They
a
punched us in the
15
mouth.
games. It's
They
15 games left.
Well, you missing the point. They punched us in the mouth. It doesn't matter what you
Oh
think. You
God.
know
So
it
that
doesn't
makes them good for
matter
the
what
whole
you think.
season, or did they just beat us
Yeah,
in
I
week
think
two?
I no, I think this team is probably gonna win division, bro. I think that they way
Over the
better than what you're
Saints?
giving them
Over
credit
That
the
ain't
for.
Saints?
what is that
Wait,
saying though? Look at Carolina. You talking about Atlanta 0-2? Well, ain't well, Atlanta probably about to be 0-2. I
Saints is
mean,
like
come on,
they scoring 40.
I don't, man. I think Tampa's probably the best of a bad division. I don't see like nobody can really pinpoint when I ask people about how well Tampa's good. What do they do? Nobody ever tells me what
they
they
play.
really do.
I'll tell you that they play defense. I mean that's obvious. Well, I mean you and Avery the football like gurus, right?
We ain't
Y'all
say
know
that. We ain't say
y'all know
none of
that
I
that.
want
y'all
to see
know
them against well, they
they
beat
about to
us week
play. I'm
2.
telling you, I
They
bet they about to beat Denver, bro. They about to be 3
they
and 0.
should.
They about to be
Like,
they about to be 3 and 0.
I'm just saying for us,
Pull
man.
up Tampa's schedule and you tell me, okay, so where they gonna finish? They 2 and 0 already, and you just said in a bad division. So this team, they're gonna finish what 6 and 11? Are they gonna finish 7 and 10? I'd be shocked if this team don't win 9 games. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
And
know.
that's part of the problem. People just discount the opponents all right off the rip, and that's the problem with this fan base. They just well Tampa. I thought they would beat Tampa by double digits, and that again that falls on the quarterback. To me, this loss falls on the quarterback because you cannot have the stat line that we had. All this marching up and down the field, that's on the quarterback, bro.
We
You know what I'm
outplayed
saying?
that's the point that I'm making.
You can't,
We
you
Yeah.
know,
outplayed
Without
them
those without
completely.
those without those turnovers, we win the game, and without those like penalties from Terry
That's why I
Arnold,
say
he
I
out.
understand, dude. There's a win and a loss column. I get that, but there's still context to all these wins and losses. I don't walk away from that loss from Tampa yesterday saying, "Damn, Tampa, yeah, that's a damn good football team." No,
you know
none of the
why.
numbers say that they're a damn
Well,
good
you know
football
what? Well, I'm
team
gonna tell you why. You know why they 2-0? They quarterback
because of
been
our
better.
own mistakes.
No, they quarterback been better than ours. Baker Mayfield been better than Jared Goff for 2
He did
games.
throw 6 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
So
He, he threw six
that's why
touchdowns in two
Tampa's
weeks.
better, bro. And it's y'all know it's a quarterback league.
Just
They
pack it
Say
better
up.
than us, or
Tampa
they're
gonna
better
win the
what?
Super Bowl. Pack it up.
they listen right now. They better. They 2-0. Until
Oh
further
man,
notice. Till further notice.
so it's all based on the records now.
So you just say, listen, you and Avery just say y'all worried about I didn't. I didn't say I worried about the Cardinals. I think the Lions are a better
Yeah.
team than Cardinals. But y'all just said, why would you be worried about the Cardinals? Tell me that.
Because
If we
that secondary gonna get tested. And Carlton Davis was at the bottom of the PFF grades along with Terry Arnold. Those are 2 starting corners. And then you had a rookie go off for 200 yards. And then you had Kyler Murray. They just struggled against a non-mobile quarterback who plays the role of a mobile quarterback. Wait till they get to them real boys that can run. Wait till they see them. That make me nervous because they still had the same little issue. And then
well,
our that I'm not gonna lie, Tampa Tampa Bay secondary is miles ahead of the Cardinals secondary. Okay, miles
yeah,
ahead. But I feel like Jared Goff. This is a get right game for him. If he don't get right this game, now I'm gonna be worried because the next 4 games is pivotal. You go home. You go to Arizona, then you come back to Seattle. Then you start playing Dallas. Then you start playing. You get to your bye. You play Dennis, man, you cannot have this dude throw 55 times. If you put it
Man,
on his shoulders, he gonna make the ball fall to his feet. That's where we
I
at.
I brought it up numerous times in the preseason about the Seattle game. People ignored it. I'm like, Mike McDonald, you saw what Mike McDonald did against Shaw when he was in Baltimore last year. He's in Seattle. You think he just got amnesia and forgot what the Lions was all about? Like he's got way better corners in Seattle than he had in Baltimore. Maybe an overall better secondary from top to bottom. I think this should be a get right game for Golf because I don't think that this idea a lot of fans have that is, oh, it's Monday night, so we just guaranteed to just thrash Seattle. I don't think that's how it works. Like you got to actually show up. People thought we was gonna blow Tampa out. Didn't happen that way. I didn't have them starting 4-0. I thought they was going those first 4 or 5 games, they was gonna be 3-2, maybe 4-1 at the best. Because there's still some of those up and down odd matchups in the league. But I just think that, man, listen, Tampa, you can catch a team at the beginning of the season and beat them. That's why when people say they're not sold on Arizona, you got every reason to not be sold on Arizona. Arizona blew a lead at Buffalo week 1 in the game they should have won. And then they beat up on the divisional opponent who injured. So, I mean, like, if you want, we can sit up and we can nitpick and we can go through everybody's schedule. But at the end of the day, yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat us yesterday. But do I walk away from that game feeling like the Bucs is some juggernaut? Or the Bucs are some big time team that, oh, Frisco better look out, or Kansas City better look out, or no, I don't. I don't view them like that. I view them as a team that caught us on one of those weird football days and they beat
They're
us.
gonna steal
We
some
out,
wins this season.
No. See,
none of
that's
the
not.
stats say that they're better. We
But
beat them, and we also
you
beat
don't,
them twice last year. That's what I'm
I,
saying. So it's like
you don't have
our
to be.
quarterback play is what held us back yesterday.
All you have to be is the best in your division. That's all you got to be. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to
That's
beat
not.
the big boys in the playoffs.
Yeah, but if you win your division, you get home field, right? That gives you an advantage.
Well,
So
one game,
right
yeah.
now they in a better spot than the Lions, and if it come down to them and the Lions having a better record, same record, guess who get the tiebreaker?
Who they
Right
do?
now the Tampa got the upper hand. They a better
They
team.
won't even be in that situation.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad y'all confident like that. I mean, I'm confident that I'm not saying that they're a better team overall. I'm just saying right now we sit here on what is it, September 16th.
Yeah,
They got the upper hand. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen.
you do have a point. You do have a point.
I hear Walt saying that they Seattle got our number. So obviously, if we lose to Seattle, we got 2 losses. I mean, I don't know. We can't have it.
Y'all
Both
just
ways.
didn't watch the Baltimore. Y'all just think it's a joke. Like y'all just didn't watch the Baltimore game. Y'all can't put 2 and 2 together though.
I
Like y'all didn't watch the Baltimore
I can
game
put it
last
together,
year.
and what I seen. Listen, this is what I seen. I see. I see our team, which is elite, right? Our quarterback ain't playing elite.
Yeah,
I see an elite team without the elite quarterback. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? And like we said it, this the week right here, you better figure it out because
he
the
does.
Tennessee's, as much as we laugh at Will Levis and you play Tennessee, you can't beat them because they get any team with a good defense gonna give us some problems, bro. If Jared Goff continues to struggle, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about our defense. Our defense is fine, but it just I don't know, man. I think that it's gonna be a lot tougher than people think. You know what I'm saying?
Tampa,
If you know,
oh yeah, I feel you. Tampa Bay, all they did was make San Francisco and all them other teams a little bit happier. They damn sure made the
yeah,
Vikings happier.
yeah,
Remember when I told you the Vikings was the biggest threat to the
yeah.
Lions?
You
And
said
you
that.
laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember. I
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
You remember the time? Look,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the seating is gonna come
Y'all
down
doing
to the
all this
seating.
over 2 weeks of football, man.
Yeah.
Like this is what I said. Now y'all jumping off the cliff, man.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not.
Tampa about to be the 99 Rams. Let y'all tell it.
How can you okay with a
It's
straight
2 weeks
face?
of football,
Let
man.
me ask you a question. You don't even believe what you're saying. You don't even
It
believe it.
is 2 weeks of
No, what I'm
football.
saying is, do you believe? Let me ask you a question right now.
Yeah,
Let's answer your question. Let's put it on record. Can Jared Goff lead this team? Pat to the neck. I'm not talking about another. He did that. I'm talking about can Jared Goff lead this team to a Super Bowl?
I
That's what
think
we
he
talking
can.
about.
Now is he
Okay.
playing that way now?
No.
Maybe not. But I mean,
No.
if my thing is this, man, if the man been to multiple NFC championship games before, he been to a Super Bowl, he led us to an NFC championship. He's capable. He's definitely capable. Now, can he win it? I don't know because he ain't won it yet. But I still go back to the preseason, the lack of it. I understand he didn't play last preseason, last year, but different year, different strokes, different folks. I just think that he looks cold right now. He
Yeah,
looks out of sync and he looks cold. And I
he
to
can't.
me, I credit a lot of that to the fact that he didn't play. He ain't played since the San Francisco game.
I just credit the other teams for studying him. You can't throw up the middle all the time and get these layers throws, and you cannot just like depend on you cannot depend on dig routes and stuff to cover your behind because you play within a system that everybody's seen. Everybody watched you on tape. You know, the man versus man, the physicality of the football game is led by personnel. You're probably going to run on most teams. Most teams going to be ready for you to run on them, but you're going to run on them. This middle of the field, dink and dunk down the field, you had like 28%, 28 of your 55 passes or whatever are dink and dunk. You throwing it, bro. I cannot rock with bro. I can't rock with bro this week. But I will tell you that those he needs to air this boy out next week. He needs to make the 26 little passes count every time. Because he was dropping it off way too much and depending on that middle of the field. When the middle of the field was open, he ain't throw it there. He's so scary. It's like once you get him, bro, once they got him off kilter, lost confidence, he was lost the whole game.
I mean, he is Mike, man. I don't know, because I mean, he at the end of the day, you are the quarterback guy. You can't look at his numbers over the first 2 weeks and say he ain't the problem.
There was a 4th and 10. There was a 4th and 10, and Ben Johnson, no, Ben Johnson called like these all goes or all comebacks for 10 yards, and they was open. Your quarterback threw the ball in the dirt. What's going? Whose comment was that?
Oh, that was Mike Barker.
Hey, Mike, your quarterback threw the ball in the dirt. Did Ben Johnson throw the ball? That's my boy, but that's my guy. But Mike, come on, man. You know that quarterback. Come on, man.
I think that for us, our identity, just like E said, E Russell, shout out to E. He was right. You get back to running the ball. And Bobby Drake's right too. The overreaction. Everybody overreact on Monday. So especially after a loss. You know what I'm saying? My point was just merely this. I was just saying that your quarterback has to get to a level to where we ain't losing this game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that mentality. And Baker Mayfield yesterday had that. Yeah, Baker, like, we not losing. I don't care what the score say. I don't care what the stats say. I don't care. We didn't score the last 3 times we had the ball. We ain't losing this game. And I think that's what Goff need, man. He need to have that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Can he get that? Does he have it somewhere inside? That remains to be seen. I mean, I don't think me or you could gauge that what's in a person, but to me, like you said, it's just 2 weeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. Let's revisit it into October, and we see where we at. You know what I'm saying? But I do think this Arizona game should be a W. You know what I mean? My point. I haven't lost confidence to where now I think they're gonna not win every game. But I thought they would be 4-0. You know what I'm saying at this point, Walt? I did. You know what I mean? I thought that
Yeah.
going into the bye week and that fifth game against the Cowboys, I was just picturing the Lions and Cowboys being 4-0 at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we playing them. So yeah, I mean, I was disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I was really disappointed. Just seeing how that game unfolded yesterday. And I think it's you had a good point with the preseason. You know what I'm saying? Preseason, Walt, like you said, that is a problem. It's a fine line too, because like you said, if we would have played most of our starters at that time, you know what I'm saying, during preseason, if somebody get hurt, then everybody want to, get rid of Dan Campbell for playing all the starters in the preseason and somebody get hurt. So I do think, like you said, it is some rust to it too. You know what I mean? I do. The timing's off. Um, and just with Trey said, I mean, and people think that you knocking Goff or you saying this because you said he's not an elite quarterback, and that's not exact. I'm for Goff, of course. He quarterback of the Lions, man. You want to see Goff do good. I'm not saying that I don't want to see him win or anything like that. I'm just saying we see the quarterbacks that's dominating the league right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, early in the season, hey, I don't believe, Avery talking about the Vikings, talking about Darnold. I don't believe in that, but I think that Baker Mayfield is way more, got a way more track
Yeah,
record than
yeah.
Sam Darnold. That's me. I like Baker Mayfield. I just think that he's better than what they give him credit for. I think that team believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Look at yesterday. Now, why wouldn't you believe in him? You know what I'm saying? If you the Bucs, so
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's only been 2 weeks. Whole thing is that, it's we got to figure out, and we can't figure that out right now in week 3, but it's gonna probably take till mid-season to figure out, okay, is it rust or is it the rest of the league catching up to Ben Johnson and what they like to do? Um, like, what is it really overall? Because for him to be a veteran still in his early years, what is golf, 28?
yeah, no, 29. He
29?
29. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so not quite north of 30, but he right there on the
Yeah,
footsteps, still at the prime of his career. Never
yeah.
had any major injuries in his NFL career. All he had was that one thumb injury that final year he was with the Rams. You just don't expect extended stretches of bad play,
Yeah.
especially for a quarterback that's been in the same offense for going on 4 years now. And the whole thing is like when people want to just find any way to not blame golf. Like I said, he's a vet. He's been in the same offense for 4 years. Now you can argue whether that's good or bad. Have they added enough wrinkles to the offense here or there? That's neither here nor there. But he's been around long enough that we shouldn't have too many stretches like this. I expect him to play better against Arizona. Would I be surprised if he didn't play better against Arizona? Probably wouldn't. But one thing is for sure, like you said, though, even if he wouldn't have gotten paid this offseason,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to elevate your play.
Yeah.
This idea that we just gonna lean on everybody around him to be Hall of Fame players and he just gets us there and then we give him all the credit, like that's not gonna work. Like if you're expecting everybody on offense to be elite every single week and all Jared has to do is just get carried by them and then he gets all the praise for it, you can be sadly mistaken. Like I don't think that's gonna happen this year. There's gonna be, and I agree with you, Ashanti, I think there's gonna be stretches where the defense ain't gonna just give up 20 points every game. So what happens when the defense can't get a stop
Mm-hmm.
and the defense gives up 38? Now can you sustain us in those type of situations? Because like I said, I agree with you. I think there's gonna come points in time, stretches during the season where he's gonna have to do it. Now maybe he's getting the bad golf out of the way early, and maybe he gets hot and has a crazy hot 11 game streak of this or that, but
Mm-hmm.
he definitely has to be better. And how people can look at these first 2 weeks of the season and try to blame the defense or try to blame the offensive line. How many times he been sacked the first 2 games? Twice,
Good.
right?
Yeah, he didn't get sacked
And
yet
both
at
of
all.
them
Yeah.
came against them. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people talking about, oh, the
Yeah.
offensive line is playing bad. This man didn't get sacked yesterday. Did they give up a few hurries? They gave up a few hurries. The
Mm-hmm.
man was not sacked yesterday. And at the rate we was going, we would have ran for over 170 on Tampa if they would have stuck with the run. So it's like people trying to, instead of blaming Goff for the performance, they blaming Ben Johnson for giving him so many throws.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
this is your big time quarterback.
Yeah, that's true, Walt. That's true. I mean, and then people bring up the money. You know what I'm saying? I hate we always hate bringing up money on this show, but it is comes a fact when you pay a guy, he must perform. And I think Avery brought it
Yes.
up, like you know, like he's basically getting paid based off what he did last year, year before, whatever. And then too, that's the market too. Quarterback market is huge. You know what I'm saying? He's not the top guy anymore, and he just signed that contract. I think somebody else signed one after he did. I can't think
Trevor.
of. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
But
Okay,
then
yes,
somebody signed after Trevor.
yeah.
Dak
So
did. Well,
yeah,
Dak
Dak.
did
Yep, Dak
2 weeks
Prescott.
ago.
He the last guy. So I think that everybody we can calm down. We got hostilities out the way. We still got a good squad. I don't think that that's going to change. I don't think magically, we just going to start losing games or anything like that. I don't think that's the case at all. You know what I'm saying? But you just get frustrated because we seen what glaringly, like what drives me crazy the most is, AB brought up throwing the ball in the dirt. You get opportunity after opportunity, and then not when your receiver needs to get 7 yards for first down and he runs a 5 yard route, that the old Lions would do that. It's like, why in the heck do y'all not running past the sticks? Is that something that's being taught at training camp? I mean, did y'all forget how to get first down? You know what I'm saying? That part was really frustrating. It was kind of weird how all that was going. It was like Goff would give him a 3 yard pass and then leave it up to St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, make those guys try to get the extra 10 yards you got to get. It's like, no, throw the, you know what I'm saying? Get to this yard mark, at least go 8 yards and you need to get 10 or something. He's passing a screen pass and
That didn't bother you, like
yeah,
watching that. Like it's like,
yeah,
okay,
it bothered me.
come on, bro. Like I'm not
Right.
asking you to be a gunslinger, Brett Favre, but if it's
Yeah.
3rd and 10, bro, and there's no pressure on you, why are you immediately checking down?
Yeah.
He's not even
Yeah.
trying to survey the field. It's like, listen, man, that's my quarterback. He got us to an NFC Championship last year. I still believe in him,
Yeah.
but I'm not one of these people that feel like if I hold him accountable in any way, shape, or form, that means I don't believe in him. We
Yeah.
hold everybody else on this team accountable when they have bad games. So what makes him off limits? I'm just saying, dude, with better, and you can admit this, we just talked about this, with not saying he had to be elite, but with better quarterback play, we should have won Sunday. Everything in the stats category said we should have won. If let's say you wouldn't have watched that game, you would have stayed
Yeah.
in the bubble and somebody would have showed you them
You would have
stats.
thought the Lions would have won and Tampa didn't
38 to
score.
12.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that they didn't score under 10 points or something like
But
that.
yeah, the red zone
Mm,
inefficiency, like the
yeah,
1 for 7 and the third down, the bad third
yeah,
downs, and then also I think what's kind of souring me right now is he didn't play bad week 1 in the first half against the Rams, but if you want to be honest, the last 6 quarters of play been kind of bad for him. To the
yeah,
point that you're the $55 million quarterback. And I'm gonna bring this up because everybody thought he deserved it. And they all across the league, there's only 32 of these jobs. They all get held accountable when they don't win and they perform poorly.
yeah,
But let's be
yeah,
honest about it. They took the ball. It's almost as if Dan Campbell said midway through the third quarter of week 1 against the Rams, damn it, enough is enough. Take the ball out of his hands. Because they took the ball out of his hands. I can't remember seeing a quarterback look so inept when you take him out of his element. That's what kind of scares me about golf is that, this year, not this year, but this deep into his career, and it's similar to Lamar Jackson in some situations against some teams where you're this deep into your career
mhm,
and a team
yeah,
can go out there and put together this specific game plan, or multiple teams can put together a specific game plan and just make you look like a fish out of water.
yeah,
That's what kind of scares me about it. And like I said, I agree. I agree with you since the preseason. You said it all off season that if they're going to get to that next level and win, he has to be the driving factor behind it. And I think he still has to be. I mean, do we need to
mhm,
run the ball to be successful? Of course.
yeah,
But if we're going to really reach that next level, we're going to need him to not just ride elite players around him and then get all the credit. Like he's going to have to actually shoulder some of that load, man. And it's looking kind of skeptical now. You know, first couple weeks of the season been kind of sketchy. We all know going to Arizona can be sketchy. I don't think Arizona's just bad like that. You're looking at a mobile quarterback that likes to push the ball downfield. They got some threats on the outside.
yeah,
They are at home.
hmm,
They did destroy Dallas last year when Dallas came up. Like, so we done seen some teams go to Dallas. I mean, go to Arizona. We seen Brady go to Arizona and play bad. We seen
hmm,
Big Ben. I remember Big Ben went to Arizona and threw 5 picks one time. I don't know
hmm,
what it is. I can think it's the the across the map traveling. I think for a lot of
Yeah,
these teams,
yeah.
but
Just what he said too, Walt. He's a good segue to talk about Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
And the answer E question is a very good question. I think that Aiden Hutchinson has kicked the door in on that situation. You know what I'm saying? I think yesterday was just coming out. That was very impressive. And I've been y'all know me. I've been critical of Aiden Hutchinson. Drive me nuts. Couldn't get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I said it last week,
couldn't
and
finish
I
the plays, huh?
yeah, and he shut me up. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson's he was absolutely everything you want in him. You know what I'm saying? That's
Game
what
record.
yeah, that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like Aiden Hutchinson, that's just giving him more confidence. He's always been, a nonstop worker and just a guy who never gives up. He's done some good things. I mean, I went to the game when they played Carolina last year, and he had that one-handed interception of Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a guy that's still finding his way in the NFL.
He found his way to the bench
Yeah, he
today.
just recently got benched today, but he intercepted that pat one-handed. He's done some good things in his career already. So yeah, I think Aiden Hutchinson has supplanted himself as one of the top edge rushers in the NFL, man. You know what I'm saying? He's right on
Oh no,
par.
I felt
You
like
know,
he was that before this season. Like he was one of the
mhm.
top 10 edge rushers in the league. Um, I think it's all about the consistency. Not saying he
Yeah,
had to go out to Arizona this Sunday and get 6.5 sacks,
yeah,
but I don't okay, after a 4.5 sack day, I don't want you to get one sack in the next 6 games. Even though I do understand edge rushers,
hmm
even the best of them,
streaky. Yeah,
they'll have those type of situations. It all depends on how opposing offenses are trying to take you out of the game. But yeah, and it felt
hmm
bad for him too. 'Cause like he was a game
yeah,
wrecker.
yeah,
What
yep.
Bill
And just
Belichick
with
likes to call those types of guys.
just with Bobby Drake, me and Bobby on point, thinking the same way tonight because I was gonna say we kind of wasted his good performance, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, he had those 4.5, and it's like, man, we just let that performance go. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of season left, and I think this is just a sign that our team is good because we like everybody so passionate and so everybody talking about the Lions, everybody talking about game strategies and plays, and people talking about Dan Campbell, people talking about this and that, and it's a sign that your team is good. Look at Baltimore's 0-2. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Rams are 0-2. You know what I'm saying? We got teams out. Jacksonville's 0-2. You know what I mean? So a lot of teams are out there struggling right now. I think the two most complete teams that I've seen so far
Yeah,
is
Bengals too.
the Bengals 0-2. That's my squad. I like them like you do. That's my squad. And they 0-2. Kansas City, the Texans look really good right now. I give Minnesota credit. I laugh at the Vikings. But they 2-0. I don't believe in Vikings at
But
all.
they
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 dangerous.
play they
They
played
dangerous.
Frisco for
Hmm.
whatever reason, man. The last 3 times they played Frisco, I think they
Yeah.
beat them twice.
Yep.
They play Frisco tough. What
Yep.
it is, I don't know. It's just one of them matchups. But I mean, it is. It's just week 2.
Hmm.
We got 15 more chapters to this.
Yeah.
Like I said, the whole thing is just when it's the quarterback position. That kind of makes things, kind of makes fans a little bit more uneasy. But I want to go back to something you and I talked about all off season, and
Yeah.
we proven to be right so far. And then last off season, we were right about the cornerback position and them not addressing that, and that ultimately was one of their demises in the NFC Championship. But to not, and I want to see how fans feel about Sam Laporte as well, because I think you see how he performed as a rookie. I think a lot of the success he had was him catching fire within Ben Johnson offense. You go back and see a lot of the stuff that he did last season, a lot of the plays Sam Laporta made,
Yeah.
and it was them scheming him open. It's not like he was out there doing big time dude type of things to get open to make plays. You
Yeah.
would expect, and I don't want people to think I'm trashing him. I'm just throwing this out there, but you would think that, and we talked about this prior to the season. if St. Brown and Jameson Williams are going to perform at a high level, whoever
Mhm.
the third wide receiver is really doesn't matter because we expect Sam Laporta to be that Travis Kelsey, the Rob Gronkowski, insert really high level tight end name. We expect him to be that.
Yeah.
Now, is he incapable of winning one on ones? I don't know. He doesn't get a lot of one on ones. I think a lot of what he does backside is based upon what they get going in the run game, and then he gets going as far as like Lamar was saying, as far as a lot of those inside intermediate routes. He handles most of that, and he's the king of the quick out and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and the speed outs. But they don't really, if you notice, they don't just outright in Spirit of Detroit brought this up numerous times about them offensively. They don't really just go out there and run a lot of different complicated route trees. They don't run a lot of different stuff. You really don't see Laporta out there just beating a guy to make a play. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, if he's incapable of that, or if you can't get him going in within the scheme this year with that, and then you flat out just kind of ignored the third wide receiver position, or you thought Donovan Peoples Jones was going to be that guy, and he
Yeah.
turned out to not be that guy, our asses might be in trouble. If we just being honest about it, if we talking about the things that you and I were worried about this offseason, and they
Yeah.
seem to be struggling with them now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim Patrick, he caught a couple passes, I think. And made himself, known out there, a presence. And I like his presence. I mean, Tim Patrick, I was telling somebody, watching the game yesterday, he's a guy that, he's got all the ability in the world, he just can't stay healthy. That's his problem. Just like Marcus Davenport was another guy that, I just not my hopes. I don't have high hopes for neither one of those guys right now. You know what I mean? So it's just for me, like you said, Walt. I think that some of the things that's happening, what that has happened in the two games, absolutely correctable. You know what I'm saying? You can correct some play calling. You can correct some scheme. Your theories on whatever scheme you want to run or whatever. You can correct that. But the bottom line is you can't correct the quarterback play, man. If it ain't in them, and I don't know. I'm just concerned. Next week's gonna be huge for me because it's his body language. I'm watching Jared Goff because listen, this is big time. It's pressure and it's week 3, but it's warranted. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to know. We got to know where we headed. We can't be week 9 trying to figure it out and try to string it along. And we got to be 7-2. Maybe 6-3. That's the most losses I'm gonna give you before November. You can't be 5-5 talking about going to the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, it's not good. You know what I mean? We got to stay kind of with the elites. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be 3-6 and you pull a Wayne Fonts back in the '90s and win 7 straight games.
Save your job.
Yeah, no. I want to see 7-2, a strong 7-2. With some nice wins on our resume. So
Man,
yeah,
listen, I don't get how y'all don't understand that Seattle is serious, dog.
yeah.
Seattle is serious. That's a serious game. That's a serious game. That's a
I'm
loss.
talking about like matchup wise for our quarterback who hasn't played well against them. He done played them twice, right? I don't even know what his career record
I
is
never
against Seattle with the Rams.
I've never
Jared
even
Goff.
I never said nothing negative about Jared about the Seahawks. And M- McDonald is he's a good coordinator slash head coach. He's gonna dial it up. 3rd and 8 is the hell zone for him. So he's gonna put quarterbacks through hell, and that's what he's gonna do. That's what he's good at. I don't doubt these teams that we face. I had Tampa beating us. So when my parlay hit, unfortunately it didn't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't because Amon Ra didn't score.
He bet with his pockets.
But yeah, I was like, "Hot Jared Goff, you had one job, get this boy the ball, you know." But I knew
Well,
Tampa was gonna win because Tampa just matched up really well with us. Like they had Villa there, they could take away the run. I didn't believe we would just take away the run for them, but
Mhm.
you know,
yeah.
You can't do this against Seattle because Walker he had the ball like 37 times last week. He toted that ball and he was running people over.
Well, that's my biggest fear is that I whether it's him bouncing back, having a really good game against Arizona this week. My biggest fear is that on Monday night he looks bad. That's the big thing. Like I said, we know what it is. I know Gino, your boy, Geno
Yeah,
Smith, your man's boy, but that's my biggest thing. 'Cause, like, I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. Like I said, I think that he's kind of cold right now.
yeah.
Also, there's certain things that teams defensively around the league they understand, and some teams they're better equipped talent wise on their defense to do things to give him problems now. But I just think that the Arizona would be a bad loss. Even though Arizona, I think, and I told you, we both said we thought Arizona was going to be better this year. We still shouldn't lose to Arizona.
Nah.
1-3.
You think that's going to happen?
I'm just saying, like, you know what
Oh
happened in this
boy.
city if they 1-3? You know what happened in the city if they 1-3? They was just on Sports Illustrated. They was just doing all that. They on Applebee's commercials.
Oh, they're gonna jump
Applebee's
all
might
they're gonna
lose
jump
money.
all over us then. Frauds. We knew y'all were the same old Lions. We're gonna see all the
Lights to
Scooby Doo
dust.
memes and everything. You're not contenders, you're pretenders.
Exactly. My
It
brother just called me. He in an undisclosed location. My brother just called me. He said, "Well, you know they're gonna do that. You know they're gonna mess up." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm gonna tell you. I will tell you that this team, when they have me at the highest point, they always bring me back down to earth. So I'm gonna do it for them. I'm gonna say 1-3 the next 4 games.
Oh,
Oh man. I
we
was
gotta do
looking up.
another. You telling me Monday we gotta do another one of these damn shows?
This
See
is
what?
a
See
Hey,
what? Look at what's going on, man.
I'm tr- huh?
Lions losing got us arguing with each other about shit.
Hey,
I
We
don't.
don't
I
never
don't.
argue about
I'm looking
nothing.
up Jared Goff. I'm looking up Jared Goff against Seattle, and it don't look good, bro. I'm
I,
just saying. I'm just saying.
And that's Mike McDonald over there, boy.
Dude, he threw and the Rams, I see why they got rid of him against Seattle.
Oh, don't
13
do.
and 13 for 25, 52. Wait, let me see. 13 out of 25, 135 yards, 5 yards a pass average.
that's just
The
one
Knicks,
game.
yeah, one game.
That
Yup,
was that playoff game.
22 out of 47. It don't have the wins on StatMuse. It don't have it. He was
Okay.
sacked four times. Court QBR rating 48.9. His best, he did have man, he
Well, in all
damn
fairness, that was under Pete Carroll's defense.
yeah.
Now he's going up against Mike McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worse. That's what he said.
No, not granted. I get he did throw for 300 yards, 4 out of the last 5 times we played Seattle. He's had 300-yard games on him. You know what I'm saying? So
But
that was early in his
didn't they
career.
jump on us early? Both of them games, like 21-0.
Yeah, yup. Remember last year was damn near a carbon copy of the first. Remember the first year they played? It was because it was
Yeah.
48-45, something like that, and then it was 38-35 last year. Almost a carbon copy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be fun, man. A Monday night, I think they retiring Calvin Johnson's number that night. You know what I'm saying? Ring of honor type thing. So, yeah. And Bobby Dre, I was just gonna say that. And I'm worried about. I'll go back to Arizona for a minute. I'm kind of worried about the Kyler Murray factor, and I'm not a Kyler Murray guy at all. It's just I could just picture him running for every third down need. You know what I'm saying? And kind of winning that way. That's the only thing I'm worried about with him. I think we more physical. I think we got, our secondary gonna have to handle them guys. Michael Wilson, damn good receiver from Stanford. We know Marvin Harrison's a beast already, but Arizona can cause some problems. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, I think. So, it's gonna be interesting. See what happens.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I mean, there's always the element of surprise too,
Yeah.
because we haven't played Arizona's in
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
what was it?
Remember the last one? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it
20
Matt
21.
Patricia? Yeah, was it Matt Patricia? They tie. It was a tie game or something like that. Remember we went there under
Oh,
Patricia.
Jeff Okuda's rookie year.
Yeah, we
No,
won. It
no,
was like
no.
it was after that too.
Have we played them here?
Yeah, we played them here at home, 2021, and I was at that game,
Okay.
and the Lions won that game. That's the year. That's the year where we won one game in 10 games, and yeah, that's the year we played them. And I knew he was gonna win because Arizona came out the little hole. I was with my mom, and Arizona came out the little thing, and they didn't come out good. They just came out like they was chilling, and the Lions was hype on the other side. And I was like, Mom, I think they're gonna win. And she was like, okay. And that was in 2021. Yeah, and I put some money. I put $100 on the Lions, and I won $200. So I had $300 altogether. That was good because I was broke back then.
Look at
2021, I was broke as
gambling,
mud,
boy.
man.
Gambling,
I
gambling, gambling.
Yeah. Yeah, but we've had some weird games though. There, I think that Matt Patricia, that Arizona, that game. Remember, every time it's been a house of horror. I remember Stafford. It was a house of horrors for Stafford
Yeah.
too, a couple times. Arizona. I don't know what it is about Arizona and Chicago. It's always something weird that happens every time we play them teams on the road, man. Arizona, Chicago. Uh, uh, it's always some crazy stuff, with the Cowboys. We go to Dallas and play. So
I just
yeah,
don't
I'm
think
look.
it's any gimmies, man. I
Yeah,
don't
right
like
now.
we I think we all agreed on this prior to the season that the whole 14 win, 15 win thing, 16 win thing, I thought was just fans being drunk extra early in the schedule process.
15-2. That's crazy. You people say
Yeah.
like this thing will be 15-2, man.
Even the Dallas game, like despite what happened to Dallas yesterday, I still think that's gonna be a tough game when we go there in a few
yeah.
Yeah,
weeks. It's just there's
yeah.
very, very few gimmies in the NFL. This ain't homecoming. This ain't college football. Prairie View
I
A&M ain't walking through those doors right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Now I thought we would remember. I said I thought we beat Tampa by more than 10. I was disappointed. I thought we
I mean,
we
I
would.
expected them to play better and win by 10 plus. I did
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Let me get back to work before I get reported on. I
yeah.
gotta get back to
This man said before I get
Get
reported on.
reported.
I
I'm
done
looking
had
right
I done
now.
had 3 breaks.
It, Atlanta Falcons can't score either. Walt. Atlanta Falcons in the red zone can't score.
See, that's what happened when
They can't.
you overpay a big stiff.
Uh huh.
I'll see y'all in the comments. I'll be in the comments, man.
Yeah.
Love
For
y'all,
sure,
man.
man.
Peace, Dave. Peace,
Ashanti, you
Dave.
my
Man,
guy,
great
man.
having you.
Walt, you my guy. Yeah,
Appreciate
hey,
you,
look.
bro.
Hey, no, I appreciate y'all. Remember,
Spirit of Detroit.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
All right, Mike. Gotta
Yeah,
go. Great work,
yeah.
man.
Like
Appreciate
Barky.
you.
Thanks, Mike, for listening, man, for
But
watching, Mike.
I don't know. I just think if we can just go ahead and wrap this up. I just think that, man, just calm down for the fans out there. Just calm down.
Yeah,
Don't lean too far left. Don't lean too far right. Um, if there is a time frame that you would give fans to worry, what would it be? Would it be this Arizona game? Would it be the Seattle game?
yeah.
Would it be him? Would it be Jared Goff performing poorly headed into the bye? Because after the bye, who the hell do we play right after the bye week?
Dallas.
Dallas after the
Da-
bye.
yep. Yeah, October 13th, I think it is. Yeah. Yep. Because after 4 games, we got Arizona, Seattle, and then the bye week. You know what I'm saying? Then we play. I looked at Sky, bro, I've been looking at it, and then it's like Dallas, like Tennessee, and like Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Like them games are all winnable games. You know what I'm saying? The Lions should win those games, in my opinion. They're good. They should win those games, but we've seen stranger things happen. But this may be, and I've seen somebody, a friend of mine was saying that we want to see this team playing good at the end of the season. I think that's a point that like you just said, we got 15 more to go, but you do like Green. Remember how Green Bay was hot last year? Remember they was end of the season. Didn't nobody want to play the Packers? They was hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I just think you want to limit the
maybe
giveaway games as much as possible. And I think we gave
correct.
one away yesterday because when
Yep.
you was talking about later on in the season, we don't know what what Anthony Richardson and the Colts will look like ultimately, but based off what they've always been, I expect the Colts to play hard in those defense. Anthony Richardson, he's a big time playmaker at the quarterback position, still evolving as a quarterback. Um,
Mhm.
we can't lose to Will Levis in
And that's
Tennessee. I doubt if
you
that happens.
you'll be upset.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence beats us either. Now,
Nah,
like
nah,
the ten,
hell
like
no.
the Houston game, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Mm.
it's I think we in a must win. Well, we got the tiebreaker over the Rams. We lost the tiebreaker to Tampa Bay. Um, I think games like Seattle and Arizona are must wins because we
Yep.
don't know how things are going to transpire as
Gotta
the
shake
season
out.
unfolds. Man, Arizona, we might look up middle of December. Arizona might be sitting at 9 wins.
Yeah, they
10
might.
wins trying to battle in, and we battling with Green Bay or we battling with Minnesota, whatever, in our division, just to win our division. So yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to give away too many gimmies, what we perceive as gimmies. But like I said, I still that's why I just can't, not to say I don't respect Tampa. I respect Tampa. I just look at it for what it is. Like we outplayed Tampa yesterday statistically. We beat them twice last year. And I just walk away from yesterday's game saying that we gave them that game. And we should have won it. But all right, man. Anything you want to say before we get out here for these people? Because we got Cardinal week
Uh,
coming,
Carno, we coming.
Bird week coming up.
Yeah, nah, it just the season. It's not over. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? And the things that's is real talk. Now, the things that this team is going through, it's fixable. Everything's fixable. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying. I'm not even worried about the other edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? I built some frustration up with James Houston, but I think that they can get it done in other ways. I really do. I think that DJ Reader, I thought he did some good things. I thought
Yeah,
Makai Wingo had a nice little push, you know what I'm saying, to helping Lee McNeil out.
I think Davenport is gonna be fine as long
Yeah,
as he's healthy.
yeah, yep. And I think that right now, this time of year, you don't have to like that's why Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Cup, those guys kind of, I see Debo Samuel taking some couple weeks off. And I think that they looking at it like long as we got these guys for the stretch run, we'll be fine. That type of thing. So, you know,
I don't know
that's
about
it.
Frisco because
Yeah,
you
just
when you losing C-Mac for at least the next 4 games is that's
mhm.
dicey.
Yeah, and
Because
you're already
that's
1-1.
everything runs
Yeah,
through him
yeah,
offensively for them.
yeah.
So all right, man. That wraps up a very sobering week two, week 2 show. Our Lions are 1-1 now, getting ready to head to the desert to take on the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., and all those boys. We will be back in a couple days to jump on those birds. It's Cardinal week. Till next time, Lions Avenue.